Good morning. Well, it's good morning for me. So good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you may be watching this video. Off to Manor Farm leisure today. There's 31 of us fishing, so spread across 3 lakes: Ashpool, Island Pool and Windmill. It is an open match fundamentally, but you got to book through Gary Watts. So fair play to Gary Watts, he runs the matches, so you need to book in with him via Facebook. So it could be a bit of a difficult one today because the lakes were frozen. I'm not sure if the match went ahead yesterday on Island Pool. I saw someone's report on Facebook that they were keen on going, and then I'm not sure if the lake, I don't know if the match was cancelled or they didn't go because they didn't fancy, obviously, because it was froze. So could be interesting to see how it fishes today. You can tell it's one of Gary Watts' matches because it's like early bird catches the worm sort of thing. Had to get out of bed well early this morning, so he wants you there for 8, pay your pools, and then fair play draw 8:15, and then start 10 till 3. So at least we've got loads of time to kit up. So people that travel together and stuff, that's really good because obviously it gives them time to drop someone off and unload their kit, not rushing around. Unless you're a loner like me and I just drive on my own, so it doesn't really matter. But I kit up loads of kit, so having that extra time is always advantageous, to be honest. It depends where I draw, what method you're going to do. I think Island will be, if you can, will be dominated by the rod all day long. I mean, Sean Little did catch some fish on peg 23. He had 34 pound. So he's had some skimmers and a few F1s, a nice bag of fish, to be honest. And then I reckon you're probably catching the 30s on the pole, but the rest of it then unfortunately is good. Wow, it depends what you're into. A lot of it will be feeder work, lead, big pellets, boilers, wafters, things like that. And then Windmill, I love Windmill. Bit peggy, but I do love it. It's just always got a bit of character, so that'll be dominated by a pole, same as Ashpool, maybe a few fish caught on bread, popped up bread on the lead to start off with, or maybe a few early doors sort of fish on lead work, or a little tiny feeder. But again, Ashpool's normally one on the pole this time of year. So yeah, we will see. I mean, we're just about to come up to the lakes now, so it'll be interesting to see if they are frozen. I took the plunge and didn't bother digging out my icebreaker. Dave apparently has left the aerators on Island Pool, so that will stir things up a little bit, so stop it from freezing. We had no frost last night, so yeah, we will see. It's the moment of truth. Dodge some potholes. Ashpool looks free. Yeah, happy days. I was gonna fish. I have absolutely no idea. Anyway, I'll catch you boys in a bit. Oh, and girls, don't want to be sexist. Wow, I've drawn peg 29 on Windmill. I don't know what I think of that, really. It's not the end peg. Normally 29's like the end peg, or sometimes they put 34 in, but 31, Roger Young's next to me. And then I'm guessing the next peg to me then is going to be 26. Then you got 24 and 22. So Aid Mansfield's on 22, Rich Merry's on 24. I think Tom Need's on 26. I'm on 29, and Roger Young is on 31. Getting some advice off Nicky Dean. What do I think of my peg? Yeah, hopefully I'll catch a few. Right, I'll catch you boys and girls in a bit. So the lead did not go according to plan. I chucked the bread twice, 2 different spots.
just fished it a little bit more lower key, so like a size 14 and 014 rather than, you know, a big gaff and 018 lines. Just fished it a little bit more sort of finesse. And then I chucked the meat as well, so the first sort of 25 minutes I ain't caught anything, but it's let everything else settle, so I fed all my other lines, so I'm hoping that I'm going to catch them. So looking around the lake, no one has really caught at all to start off with. So Banny on peg 10 opposite me has caught a few roach, and then Tom Need next to me on peg 26 was like first sort of F1 stocky stroke bigger sort of stocky F1. So I'm hoping that it's beginning to come alive. So this wasn't a good sign. Basically I've just caught a roach on a pellet. So obviously there's millions of roach in Windmill, to be honest, so I just fished a stock pellet. Because obviously yesterday Lake's Raw froze solid. Smack the camera on the top kit. So yeah, so basically I tried to be a little bit clever, which didn't really work. So I figured I'd try and catch anything that swims and potentially sort of like build up like a pinging line. So basically I fed to my right at say 2 o'clock with ground bait, and then dead in front of me at 12 o'clock I've basically loose fed pellets. I did kinder it to start off with, which was no good at all. So just like toss potting some micro pellets and fishing expander over top. So I was hoping to catch stockies, which didn't happen. So quickly realised this. So therefore felt it best to just ping 4 mils. Nothing crazy, not like filling it in, but just trying to build it up. I did catch one fish on it, which was decent, and I thought I'd try and be clever. So I thought I'd like, you know, catch like 5 roach as I'm feeding my hard pellet line in front, and then have a quick look, hopefully catch one F1, which I did. And I thought, right, then I'll rest that, because it looked like you might only get 1 or maybe 2 fish off one line, and then they go. But that just didn't happen. And then coming to the sort of like last sort of hour, I was behind. Tom next to me was catching well. I couldn't see aid, so I didn't know what aid I had, but I figured, you know, I needed to beat Tom to maybe potentially win the section, and obviously that wasn't happening, and the only way I was going to beat him was by trying to catch some sort of bigger fish, which I failed. Caught a nice big roach down the edge right at death, triple maggot. It did get my heart going a little bit. Sometimes this peg, if you don't know it, like 4 meters to my right is probably a good 4 foot deep against that tree. And obviously you've got a bit of cover, and I have caught carp against this tree before in winter. Maybe not as cold as what it is today, but unfortunately that just didn't happen. I did trickle in pellets to begin with, and then about 40 minutes to go I figured I need to try and make something happen, so I give it like I don't know, maybe 100 maggots and a few micro pellets in it, so give it like a reasonable decent pot, but nothing too crazy, just to hope to get one of them sort of like big carp in there, especially as it went very overcast. So obviously this video is not the whole match, so I figured that it went quite dark, so I was hoping one of them bruisers, because there's some real big carp in Windmill, so I was hoping that I might get one, which fortunately I failed. But we just had a nice skimmer there, and you know, I had a real nice day's fishing, so I'm not moaning for 1 second. But unfortunately my target fish, which is F1s, I failed to catch. And I don't know, to catch 40-pounder silvers to win the lake, or even 30-pounder silvers to win the lake, I think is a little bit of a tall order on today. I'm sure someone who was really good that could figure it out maybe, but I still think you're going to get beat by F1s. I think if you catch 30-pounder silvers today, then that would be pretty incredible, to be honest. Ashpool was won by Steve Walters on peg 3. Apparently he's caught, not down his edge, he's caught in like 4 foot of water on pellets. Ben Suter opposite him on peg 20 is come second on the leg. Well, come second overall. He just missed out by a pound. So Steve Waters had £77. Ben had a £76, and then I believe £45 won Island Pool. All the weights are at the end of the video. So that was peg 14, £45. Island fish reasonably tough in the 30s. I believe 20 something pound won a section. The match organizer on peg 18, he won his section with £22, 12 ounces. So he beat me by 4 ounces. So that meant I had to give Gary Watts a quid. So that was probably more painful than getting bashed up, to be honest. If you fish any of his matches, please be warned, he does sing, and it's quite loud. Anyway, if you want to watch the rest of the video, there's about 4-ish minutes left of me just catching a few little roach. By all means go. If you want to skip to the end, then you can see what I've said at the end, and also you can see everyone's weights. Anyway, take care, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you soon. The pole now.
Any bites yet, Rog? Rog? Any bites yet? Well, we just finished and I've done rubbish. Come last. I've had £22. I've had a quite nice day's fishing, but got to be a little bit careful not to be like a busy bee, as in catching loads of silvers and not really going anywhere. You know, I had some lovely roach and stuff, but only 3 F1s, 1 decent skimmer, and then probably about 10 skimmers, about 4 ounces. Just pinged that paddock. So I was hoping it'd come alive the last sort of like hour, and it just did not happen, which was really not upsetting, because it's freaking out. It's only a small match, isn't it, 30 pegger, but you know, like I say, I was hoping that I'd get a run of F1s late, but it just didn't happen. So never mind, onwards and upwards. I will catch you later.